Getting rich is not complicated. Listen, let us simplify this. Now, 2 rules. I need you to study those who build wealth, their behavior, and what they repeatedly do. And also study the habit of those who get stuck financially and ensure you do not repeat what keeps them stuck. 2 rules. Let's dive deeply into this. Rule number 1, steady wealth. So what do I mean? Do not just admire rich people. I need you to study the process. How did they acquire the car? What was the process? Don't just admire the house. I need you to think deeper. What did they have before they acquired the house? People go to work, they earn, they save, and they buy a house as a residential home. That is not the behavior of the rich. They own assets. And out of the proceeds of the assets, now they can have a residential home. These are 2 separate things. And so study their behavior. What do they invest in? What did they do on their day-to-day activities? Who are their colleagues? Who do they talk to? Because believe you me, those you talk to impact you one way or the other. If you see a rich person reading, get curious. What are they reading? That is the behavior that moves you from one notch to the other. Because wherever you find yourself, probably they may have been there. And today they defeated the odds to be where they find themselves. Now, you may say, I did not know any rich person. Now, how do I even study them? Get their books and read. A lot of rich people have documented their lives and their financial behavior in books. And if you ask me, teach your children your habits, not your inheritance. I am the author. Get a copy of this book and read. Yeah, this is how you get to know them. Their lives are documented. I can tell you a lot of books I have read that comes from rich people. Some do not have the kind of qualification you have, but I wrote the books. And today they are impacting thousands, if not millions of people. I don't want to promote any book here, but please, this is how you get to know them. They are all over the place. They do not look like you, trust me. They don't come in that flashy behavior. They don't do the things you do. Probably they don't also eat like you do. They have a routine. They understand what it takes to speak and to listen. They understand what it takes to be in the presence of the many. They also understand the fact that there are certain places when they find themselves, they need to be more quiet and observe. So when you find yourself in places and you have someone sat at the other side observing, don't say, oh, who does this person think he or she is? Try, and if you could say hi, hello, just go and say hi. How are you doing? How's your day going? If it is coffee, let's share coffee. Let's share. You understand? Be curious. You see, to do what in life, you need to be curious. You want to invest and you are not curious about what investment is. You want to buy a property. You take a lot of money, put as deposit, and you think you living in a residential home is an investment. La la. Forgive me. What did he just do, YAT? There is a way it is done. Some rich people own properties, but they rent. Hello? You understand what I'm trying to say? There is a habit. You need to study how they do it. And a person may not be rich physically. You don't see physical assets all over the place, but rich intellectually. They understand what to do with a little salary that they earn. To me, that is a rich mentality. They understand that there is a process, and that process takes me doing something committedly, consistently, and with time, I know I'm going to get somewhere. And you want to move from here to there, I need you to commit between 1 to 3 to 5 years, working excessively hard. Yeah. And saying no to everything. Because you know, to be rich, there is a season that you block out. And it's this, your sacrifice season. That is a season when nothing actually seems to work from the other side. Why? Because we are focused. All right? We work extremely hard. If I tell you the time I'm recording this video, let me grab my phone. It is 10:29. I've recorded the first set before this video. Right after this production, I'm moving on. I'm going on live. By the time I go to bed, probably 1, I'm not saying that should be your life, but what I'm trying to say is you block out a certain space in your life. That is how it is done. Read all the books you can. All the great men and women you aspire to be. When you go deeper into their life study, there is a season that they blocked out. This is how you study the wealth. This is how you study how they do it. You can't just go to work and come back home and you clock out. You are tired and you are done. That is not how life works. That is for normal people. To do well in life, you do beyond normality. How do you do beyond normality? When I give my 9 to 5 to you, between that 5 to 12, it's me. So let's be a little bit charitable because we have family. Probably we are married. Hello. We may have kids. I do. And so let's say maybe between 5 and 9 is the family time. Between 9 and 12 is where you change the next narrative. What do? You're watching television. You are on the internet. You're consuming. Why are you not producing and you are consuming? You understand? And before this production, once again, I am a recording artist. I've done the other side before moving here. Probably I've preached somewhere online before moving here. Now, I'm not saying you've got to live like I'm doing or live like every other person does. But what I'm trying to say is there must be a sacrifice season if you're really serious about this wealth. Rule number 2, you study what keep people stuck. And for this, I'm talking about you looking at the financial behaviors that consistently or repeatedly produces bad outcomes. They spend everything they earn. They look rich before they become rich. They think investing is for certain kind of people. They do not have enough to invest. They always increase their lifestyle. A little income comes in and their lifestyle is fluctuated. They always want the applause. They want people to say, whoa, did you see that? Did you see those shoes? Did you see the bag? Wow, she looks rich. That is what I'm talking about. No planning, no budgeting, no emergency fund. It is payday to payday. And the most worrying aspect is one source of income. That to me, that is dangerous. That is dangerous. Because that initial source of income actually takes care of the bills. But how about my life? How about my future? Because that also matters, you know. So these are some of the habits. These are some of the financial behaviors. The person earns £3,000. He or she spends £3,000. And so you realize in his or her absence, it's a negative 0 or we are in debt. That is serious. These are some of the things you want to be watching. When they go out, they spend excessively. Uninvited, they're like, oh, the bill is on me. All right, yeah, it's good. Let the bill be on you. But you earn £3,000. You earn £4,000. And consistently the bill is on you. The applause. They like to belong. They like for others to to say, oh, that person, oh, she is my friend, or he is my friend, or she is my partner, or he is my partner. They love it. But let me tell you one secret to wealth. It's a lonely journey. You want to get to the top? Get ready to descend. You want to get to the top? See, when you find yourself on this level with others, they are comfortable to be here with you. The moment you make up your mind to move to the next level, you did nothing wrong, but all of a sudden they drift off. You become the subject of gossip. Because guess what? You have the vision. They do not understand that vision. They don't get you. You believe you have some vision. To them, we were here. Why do you think you can be here? Who do you think you are? Trust me, I've been there. I know what I'm saying. It is a lonely journey. And most especially, let me say this to my married couples. Find a way to build each other up. Find a way to build each other. Rise together if you can. If you can't, then one needs to identify where their footstep is. And all of that person's support should be going to the other to push that person to the top. So then we do not see competition, but then we rise in together. But when it comes to acquaintances and friendship here and there, please, they drain. They become a parasite. They stick to you and they suck you dry. Once again, it takes the strong in mind. One who has a backing, an anchor. God, if you ask me, because I'm a Christian, I've been and I don't know what your belief system is, and so depending on whatever you believe in, if you ask me, God, to get to that level. Yes, a lot of people may have gotten there, but trust me, if you check the habits, most of it were biblical. Because if it were not, by now, they shouldn't be, the businesses would not be running. Trust me. They would have fallen at some point. Because see, that decision making, that leadership skill, the book is one. But 50, 60, 80% at a time, it is a vision. It is faith, that which is not seen. So a CEO goes to bed, wakes up one day and believes, no, the direction of travel should be that way. The direction of travel should be towards that way. That is what I'm actually talking about. Study the habits, understand the habit, and if the outcome continuously produce negative, move. If I run for your life. Anyway, thank you so much once again. If you haven't subscribed to this platform, by all means, do me the honor. And this is my newly released book. You want to build wealth? You want to understand what generational habits are, the traits are, financial habits. This is the book you need. Teach your children your habits and not your inheritance. It's on TikTok Shop. It is on Amazon. It is on my Stand Store. And it is on YAT Finance as well. You can grab a copy from my website. God richly bless you. Thank you so much once again. I can't, in all humbleness, wait to see you at the top. And please, be good. God bless you.